Pregame.com.
Sunday, NFL action, the Detroit Lions at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Marco D'Angelo. I'm joined with Stephen Nover. Stephen, I'm going to take the lead on this game because I have the free pick in this one. I like the Cowboys, and I know they looked bad on Monday night in winning. I mean, they got the win, but they looked as bad as you can look to get the win. I mean, all field goals. I think it was a situation last week. Tony Romo, obviously, with the broken rib, what I saw watching the game, he played a gutsy game, but they devised a game plan to try to get him a lot of quick 2- and 3-step drops, get rid of the ball quick, and they were running a lot of screens so that he wouldn't get hit. They didn't really test the field downfield. They got to do that this week, and I think they can. Also, I'm a situational handicapper. This is probably the most horrible spot the Detroit Lions can be in a situation. They're playing their second game in a row on the road, always a negative for any NFL team. Throw in the fact this is a non-division game. They played Minnesota last week, a game in which they fell behind 20-0 and then came back and won in overtime. They play a division game next week against the Bears. So, like you said, as we like to call it, this is a sandwich spot, a division sandwich. But there's one more wrinkle into that they're going to be looking ahead. Obviously, Chicago's a rivalry game, division. But this is a rare, and I do mean rare, Monday night home game for the Detroit Lions next week. They're going to be they're going to have one eye down the road for the first, Monday night game for them in quite a while. I like Dallas. They're going to get better off that performance on Monday night. I think they build off of that. Romo will have more confidence this week because he was able to take some hits and, still be able to breathe. So I think this week they'll game plan it a little better where they will attack downfield, and we're not going to be settling for, 6 field goals this week. I like Dallas. What do you think?
Well, you make some compelling points, Marco. Unfortunately, I disagree. I think Detroit's the right side here. Dallas, as you mentioned, did not look good, and one of the reasons they did not look good is they have problems on their offensive line. They're going against arguably the best defensive front in football. If you don't say that, at least you have to concede the Lions have maybe the top 3 or 4 or 5 defensive lines in football. And Dallas has problems with their secondary. Who guards Calvin Johnson? Who stops Calvin Johnson? Nobody. They don't have a stopper for Calvin Johnson. He's going to murder their secondary. And Detroit is vastly improved. Their 3-0 record is not a fluke. Matthew Stafford, keep this guy healthy. He's an elite quarterback. He already has 9 touchdown passes. I know you're basing a lot of your argument on the situational aspect. Detroit had to go through overtime to beat Minnesota, a game they probably should not have won, but they did. I can argue the other way, Marco. It was a tremendous confidence boost for a young team trying to find an identity to win a game like that. They will come into this road game very confident. It's not an off surface for them. It's carpet, what they're used to. They have the Bears next week, but it's not Green Bay. Green Bay is clearly the team to beat in that division. And as far as Dallas, it's not the best situation for them either. A short week. They aren't traveling, but it's a short week. It was off a traditional division rival team. They've always hated the Redskins. Those games are usually wars. Romo, as we know, is not 100%. Maybe he can't make some of the throws. Maybe their game plan is limited by his injury situation. They're also banged up. Felix Jones is banged up. Des Bryant is banged up. There will not be Miles Austin. He's not expected to play. So I think perhaps you want to temper your enthusiasm a little bit, tone it down for Dallas?
Well, I'm going to be Dallas or I'm not going to be on the game. I don't want Detroit in this situation. I just don't like the situation they're in. And how much energy did they spend, in coming back from 20 down? I mean, if they fall behind 20 points to Minnesota, do you think Minnesota's a better team than Dallas?
No, but as we know, there's peaks and valleys during the season, and this was a road game. Minnesota actually played well, at least for the first half. And that game, I think Detroit won that game in overtime on the first possession. So it wasn't like it was a whole extra quarter. It's early in the season. They're not going to be worn down. They're a young team. And I think they're going to be very up for it. And they have, I know you go with trends and statistics. You incorporate that into your handicapping. So let me throw a couple, if I could, at you. I have Detroit 8-1 against the spread following a win. And against NFC competition, Detroit 12-4-1 against the spread. So they have numbers backing them.
Detroit, I mean, there's no question. Detroit's been the point spread darling for the last year, especially the second half of the season, and so far this year. There's absolutely no question about that. But this is a play that I got to look at Detroit, I got to look at Dallas. I have Dallas winning 27-20. It's not my best bet for the videos. I gave that out yesterday with the videos I did with RJ, was in college. But we're going to go ahead and officially make the play. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys 27-20 over Detroit. The public's going to be on Detroit. Let's face it. That's going to be the public side in this game.
Well, that's a plus for you.
That's for sure. Stephen disagrees with me on this one. We can't agree all the time, but do you want to disagree enough for a lunch?
Yeah, okay. Because I'm going to call it Detroit 27-24.
Okay, well, there you go. We've got our second lunch bet of the season. I am officially 1-0 on the lunch bets because Stephen declined the bet last week's lunch. He would have won, but, if you don't put the money in the middle, you can't collect the ticket. So we're going to have it. I've got Dallas. Stephen's got Detroit. We'll see next week who's right, see who's going to be hungry or not. I'm Marco D'Angelo. He's Stephen Nover. We're going to be right back with Stephen's NFL Best Bet of the Week. If you saw last week's Best Bet, you won't want to miss this one. Right up next.